A great catastrophe looms over the mortal realms. The forces of the Grand Alliances wage relentless war, each seeking to control the ancient strongholds and hidden powers scattered across this fractured land. Now, in the wind-swept vastness of the Whispering Steppes, a massive and furious battle is about to unfold. Marching with divine purpose, the Stormcast Eternals arrive to claim the steppes in Sigmar's name. Clad in gleaming thunderhead plate and bolstered by the blessings of Aesir, they stand unshaken before the task ahead, though the ground itself quakes with each approaching step of the enemy. For across the open plain come the Sons of Behemat, towering mega gargants, each one a walking cataclysm. With clubs the size of trees and a gate that splits the earth, they trample across the steppes, seeking only to crush, claim, and stomp anything foolish enough to stand in their path. In today's matched play battle, our generals fight not just for victory, but for the pride of their grand alliances. And when the final battles come, the territories claimed in places like this may decide the fate of the realms. Earlier this week, battle was met in the Viridian Vale, as Lord Screech Verminking led a swarm of Skaven and warp-fueled weaponry against the unstoppable momentum of Gordrak and his Iron Jaws war clan. To watch that match, and every battle in the campaign, consider joining our channel membership. Your support is invaluable in helping us continue making and improving our battle reports. Now that you know the stakes, let's head to the battlefield for this chapter in the Season of War.
This video is brought to you by the support of our channel members and our FLGS partner, Warpfire Minis. Today's battle showcases beautiful thematic dice from Baron of Dice. Grab your own or get a custom set made at baronofdice.com.
All right, John, jumping into things today, we are fighting over the Whispering Steppes. This is where our battle is taking place, which obviously relates to our ongoing campaign that we have. And we obviously have the forces of order and destruction facing off to claim this territory and get the sweet buffs that go alongside it. But for the mission we are playing, we are on Scorched Earth, so there's 8 objectives on the table. It's hold 1, hold 2, hold more for storing. The twist with this one is if you contest and control an objective in enemy territory, you can burn it to get rid of it. But if you're the underdog, you only have to contest it. You don't have to control it. But otherwise, pretty standard for the mission. So let's jump into lists. If you want to take us through your Stormcast first.
Yeah, Sigmar today has sent Ionis and a ragtag of not really fully off meta, but kind of off meta stuff. So I think a lot of these, units are either going away, like the Castigators, or they're sort of like a new model, like the Lord Celestant, that maybe a lot of people aren't totally bringing yet. We've got 2 units of Prosecutors, which can always be very dangerous, but also will kind of just disappear into thin air. So it's quite a light troop number. We've got a Knight Arcanum. We've got a Quester Soulsworn unit with that Lord Celestant. He's got the Quicksilver Draft and the 5-up ward ability. So what he's going to be able to do is sort of move forward with the Questers and kind of be like, come at me. If you come at me, we're going to strike first. I'm then going to use the ability on my War Scroll, which is called Furious Retribution, to make the unit that's with me fight as well. So there'll be 2 strike firsts. Plus he gives them a +1 to wound, which with Questers is pretty good. You can get them, on 3s and 2s at that moment. They'll do quite a bit of damage. Yeah, and then, like I said, Knight Arcanum's with us. 2 units of Castigators. They obviously have the anti-cav, which isn't going to matter today. But they're moonlighting. They're going away soon, so we're excited to play them one last time. And then I've brought Forbidden Power, which actually will probably work out great against these guys, just kind of getting in their way.
Yes.
Just move blocking the entire time. So. Oh, and to round it out, we have a unit of Vigilers, which is just sort of like obvious with Stormcast. It's incredibly helpful to get that +1, so they're coming as well.
Well, to face off against the Stormcast, I'm bringing out the Sons of Behemat, a very techy and, I can't even bluff it, But it's going to be a fun army to play today. I am playing the Tater tribe. Obviously, we've seen Sons of Behemat do really well. Definitely can be scary, as Michael Sabetti has shown us time and time again. But to go through the army, I have only 2 war scrolls. The first one is Gatebreakers, and I have 3 of them. So leading off, we have one who is my general, and he has the enhancement of Monstrously Tough, the heroic trait, to give him 5 extra wounds. And then in his regiment is another Gatebreaker, and it has the artifact of extra callous feet to give it extra attacks to its stomping feet attacks. Then I have another regiment, which is led by another Gatebreaker, and because I am Tater tribe, I'll get to pick a second enhancement, and it's going to take the Amberbone Totem, which will let it run and charge once per game, which is helpful. And then in his regiment is a Kraken Eater, which is actually going to come up big on this mission, hopefully, with so many objectives. I'll hopefully be able to push some of them closer together. Mm-hmm. But that is it for my list, obviously just the 4 big guys. And here, you were the attacker, so you'll get to choose your seasonal buffs too, and you will get 2 because you had more regiments.
So we're going to give special assignment to the prosecutors. They're going to be additional rend against monsters.
Okay.
And then we're going to give priority target to the Questor Soulsworn, so that they're on 2s and 2s whenever the 2 here come at them. The 2 there, yeah.
And I could choose not to choose a special assignment or anything for my 1 Gatebreaker, just to limit those buffs. But we're playing Gargants, and we are obviously to do Prized Beast to get that sweet buff. So we're
so good.
Yeah, we're to stick with that. Fighting at top profile is amazing, in addition to the +1 to hit.
Yeah.
And then because I did just have the 2 regiments and outdrop you, I will have choice of who goes first. And we're huddled up right now, so we're feeling a little defensive, and we're gonna give away first turn, see what the Stormcast want to do. And jump into Stormcast Eternals, turn 1.
Here we go. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to mark an objective wholly outside territory for Ordained Quest, which gives the questers a 5-up ward, and we are going to put that over here. Okay, so for battle tactic, I'm going to take their land on that tree over there, and we are going to attempt to cast the Horgast. That's going to be on an 8.
And I have no unbinds, so you'll get that off.
Okay. Then we're going to attempt to pray Healing Light with Ionis. That's going to give us 4 points. And then we're going to attempt to bless weapons on the prosecutors. And that's going to be 3 more, so we get it off on a 7. So bless weapons on the prosecutors is going to give them +1 to their attack profile. So they're going to be 4 attacks each instead of 3. And then we're going to give out Finest Hour to the prosecutors as well.
All right, I think we might see some action.
Yeah, might as well send them in. Oh, and I'm going to assign them the Bleak Citadel's 5-up ward. And that's going to be it for my hero phase. Okay, let's get into movement here.
Sensing weakness, the Stormcast descend from Azir in a blaze of lightning, encircling the isolated Kraken Eater as they move to bring down one of the mighty Mega Gargants.
Okay, that's going to be it for movement. So we will go into shooting. We're going to start with the Vigilors, shooting that Gatebreaker right there. We're going to use all-out attack.
And I will go for the all-out defense.
Okay, so here we go. 8 shots go in at rend 1.
So I'll be back to 4s. And 4 go through.
Navigators of the Storm gives me a +1 to hit versus this unit now for everyone else in Stormcast. So let's shoot with the Horgast. Horgast is going to go with its shots, so 6 attacks on 2s. 5 go through at rend 2.
So 3s to 5s. We will save 3 of those though, and just take 2 more damage.
Nice. Okay, now those prosecutors are going to shoot their attacks. They'll be on 2s and 3s. They get 7 attacks. So that's going to be 5 at rend 1.
Back to 4s. We save 3, take 2.
That's D3 damage. Oh, 5 damage.
Ouch.
Now we're going to go and shoot with the Castigators. They're going to have 19 shots. It's only rend 1, but they crit on 6s. And these will be on 2s and 3s. 8, 10, 11. Rend 1.
Okay, 4s. Pretty good saves. We only take 4 there.
And then the second unit will shoot the same. 2s. 14 at rend 1.
4 ups. We say 5, we'll take 9 more damage, up to 24 taken.
All right, so now we're gonna go into charging. We're gonna charge with the prosecutors. They have a 3d6 charge. Wow, 5. We're gonna re-roll that. There we go, that's better, 10.
And I'm not doing anything in the charge phase, but I do have my rampage with the Kraken Eater, and he's gonna go for the jump up and down to try and step on a couple of these guys.
Yeah.
So it only goes off on a 3-up, which we get. So 6 dice, 5 ups are mortal wounds. We get 2 mortals, we'll at least take 1 down.
We got the ward.
Okay.
So we got a 5-up ward.
No.
Yeah, only take 1. So yeah, we're gonna attack with the prosecutors. Now, they're super buffed up right now. They have to do 9 damage, but they have +1 to their attack characteristic, +1 to hit, and +1 to wound.
Even still, we will spend the command point for all defense, just hoping for a miracle.
2s, 15 at Ren 2.
We do mage 6 of them, but 9 go through, and he only has 9 health left, so he's going down. But we will get to do the timber roll. I get to decide, which is just going to hit the prosecutors for 2 mortals.
Their ward, and they take 2 1 dies. Okay, so that's the end of my turn. I've scored my battle tactic. I've grabbed all these 6 objectives, gotten rid of 1 gargant. I'm a little close to you, but I liked how this terrain piece was set up because you sort of have to decide which way to go. And if you end up back there, it's not great because you're kind of like out of the game a bit. Maybe you'll come down and play with these guys. They have a little bit of a defense built in, but who knows? So I feel good about that first turn, and we'll hand it over to the gargants.
Yeah, and you will obviously take more objectives and get your battle tactic for the full 10 points. And yeah, I have some decisions to make, so let's jump into Sons of Behemat, turn 1. All right, for my battle tactic here, I'm gonna have to go for Slay the Entourage, targeting your prosecutors. I don't have a lot of great options, but that seems viable, and I want to kill some of your stuff so I don't get ganged up on again. But that's gonna be it for my hero phase, because I've got no wizards or priests. So I'll just get into movement, and I am going to run my first Gatebreaker, who does have the ability to run and charge once per battle. So he's going 15. And that's going to be it for my movement.
Yeah, I'm going to attempt a redeploy on the prosecutors.
A nice old 1. And then we're gonna get into shooting, and we've got some boulders to hurl. We're gonna start with this Gatebreaker, throwing it at the Vigilors. So he'll be looking for a 3 to hit. He misses. And then the next Gatebreaker is gonna target the Castigators. He hits and wounds at Ren 3.
It hits.
All right, 4 damage.
4 damage. 2 of them are dead.
And we're gonna opt not to fire with the last Gatebreaker because it would just make my charges harder. So I will get into charges, and I'm gonna start off with the Gatebreaker here in the center, who gets an 11, and he can charge because I am, of course, using the once per game ability with this Amberbone Totem.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll just do the impact mortals from the first Gargant, and he will do 3 mortal wounds.
We will see if we can ignore it, and they ignore it.
And then into combat, we're gonna try and jump up and down for his rampage, which he does get off. There's 5 models left, so 5 up mortals, 1 mortal wound.
Wards, and we ward it.
All right, then I'm just going to fight with that Guardian. We're gonna spend our last CP for all-out attack.
Okay, we're gonna all-out defense.
And we'll start with the Almighty Stomp. 3s now. That's gonna be 2 at Rend 3 because of anti-infantry.
So 1 save, 1 goes through.
For 3 damage so far. And then his Death Grip.
Save.
And lastly, the Fort Crush of Flail. We'll get 5 through at Rend 2.
Okay, 3 go through.
For 4 damage each, so 15 damage in total.
Woo! Okay, 5 up wards, guys, come on. That's not gonna be enough. And they are super dead. Okay, I'm gonna attack with the Horghast. We're just gonna do this. And it's 4 attacks, 4s and 4s, no rend. And 1.
Which we save, so. All right, that'll wrap up Sons of Behemat turn 1, and we did, kind of the bare minimum of what we expected to do, which was kill the prosecutors, or what we needed. Now, we would have liked to make a big charge here, so I could have then piled in with the other Gatebreaker and take down some Vigilors. That's what I was really banking on. So I just rolled my charges in the wrong order, because I started with a big 11. But all told, I do take them out, so I will store the 4 points for the battle tactic. I hold 1 and 2 objectives for 4 more points for 8, which is all I expected this turn. You have so many objectives, and I just don't have enough units to spread out to them. So we're going to be just trying to whittle you down and take you out, and then be standing at the end. We did get at least 1 shot through to kill a couple of your shooty boys, and that always helps to start whittling down your numbers, but that's it for the turn. So then we can look ahead to round 2, John. Priority, that's
3.
a 1 for me.
All right, I'm gonna take it.
All right, let's jump into Stormcast Eternals, turn 2.
Okay, for my battle tactic, I'm gonna take the flanks. First things first, we're going to give the 5-up ward Sentinels of the Bleak Citadel over to my prosecutors over here. And we are going to also start casting. Yeah, I'm going to cast a Louch on the Soulseeker on a 7. So we get that there. And then we're going to attempt to pray Healing Light. That's gonna be 6 points. And then we were going to attempt to bless weapons of the prosecutors, and that's going to be on an 11. So the prosecutors will have +1 to their attack characteristic again. Okay, we're going to give Finest Hour to the prosecutors again. This is all very repetitive. And yeah, I'm going to rally the castigators. Okay, I get 2 back. And then I lost a full unit last turn, so I can give a 5-up ward from my hero to anyone within 12. It's till the next turn, so I'm going to give it to Ionis because he has to start getting into the game. Okay, so we're gonna go into movement, and we're gonna start over there at the Vigilors. Okay, so I'll be auto-running the Quester Soulsworn. So that's going to be the end of my movement phase. Okay, so first thing we're going to do is all-out attack the Vigilors into big boy here.
And we'll go for another all-out defense.
So 2s and 3s. That's going to be 9, rend 1.
Next, the Horghast shoots in combat and deals 3 wounds to the Gatebreaker.
Ionis, let's get some burning going on here. So this will be 9 attacks. Ionis is going to shoot, and it's on 2s and 4s. 2 go through rend 2.
We'll save 1, take 1.
So it's only 1 damage, but you will be burning now. So I'm gonna roll the mortal wound damage for the burning now. That's not gonna be anything. Okay, now we're gonna shoot with the prosecutors. This will be 7 shots on 2s and 3s. So that'll be 3 at rend 1, D3 damage. That's gonna be 3.
All right, up to 12 wounds taken.
Okay, now we're going to shoot with the first unit of castigators. Now these are gonna be on 2s and 3s with 5 crit double hits. 10, 12, 14, 16, 17.
All right, 17 4-ups. That's 11 damage there.
Woo.
So 23 wounds taken there.
We're gonna do it again. Same thing.
Unit 2.
Unit 2. Here we go. 19 at rend 1.
And we save all but 7 there. So we did better this time, but 7 damage is still to put us too precariously close to death.
Okay, so first thing we're gonna do is I'm actually going to, I'm gonna charge in the Vigilors. Great, that's gonna be it for charging.
And we're feeling a little desperate here, so we're gonna go for a counter charge with my general and just see what happens. That's a 7, not enough. All right, for rampages, I'm just gonna go with the Gatebreaker trying to jump up and down onto your prosecutors again.
Yeah, I'm going to attempt to ignore it.
Well, I do get it off.
Yeah.
Let's do some mortals. We got 2 mortal wounds.
And we take 1.
Ah, rude.
Okay, yeah, so we're gonna go into combat, obviously, with the prosecutors first. That's gonna be 25 attacks on 2s and 2s again.
We have little hope, but we'll still go for the all-out defense.
Okay, so 2s. Wow, 7 missed, so 18 at Rend 1.
All right, I just need 17 4-ups. Not enough.
Yeah, damn.
But then we're just rolling off for Timber. I did a 1.
Right.
So you can avoid taking any damage back.
So that's gonna be my turn. I got really, not necessarily like overly lucky, but really like skewed a bit higher on all the shooting.
Well,
which
the
is
critting on 5s now.
the crits on 5 is super important. It's such a great ability, and the fact that I was able to rally and be in the spot for my battle tactic was just that was the icing on the cake. So I also made the decision to put the Vigilers in. Normally I try to keep them around, but the reality is they can kind of help block for the next turn when you come around the side. So I figured as long as I can keep them alive, I can kind of position them in a way that maybe my prosecutors will be protected, and then I get another turn with them, which would be awesome. Because normally they only get 1 turn. They're a 1-turn wonder.
Yep.
And that's gonna be it.
All right, yeah, we've put ourselves in a tough spot for the gargants, and so we've got our backs up against the wall, and we're to be looking for tactics as we jump into gargants, Sons of Behemat, turn 2. All right, things are looking bad here, pretty quick for the gargants, but we are going to go for Do Not Waver for our battle tactic this turn. So we have to fight with 2 units and have none slain. Might be the last turn I can do that one, so we're gonna do it. But I have nothing to do in the hero phase.
I'm gonna have my ward on Ionis. Actually, he has it, so I'm gonna give it onto them, whether or not they get into combat.
All right, so the prosecutors have the 5 up, and then I will just jump into movement. And that's gonna be all my movement. So then we will get into shooting, and I'll start with this Gatebreaker, throwing his boulder at your prosecutors. He misses. And then the other Gatebreaker with the same target misses as well. And that was unfortunate, but we'll then just jump into charges, going with this Gatebreaker first. He gets in with a 10. And then the other Gatebreaker gets a 9. And then we'll do some impact mortals to the Vigilors. And the Vigilors will take 1, and to the boat for 2 mortals.
Takes 1.
And then for rampages, the Gatebreaker in combat with Ionis is going to try and do a Colossal Roar. We fail it, so he can use CP. And the other one is going to try and jump up and down on your Vigilors, which we will get off and deal 2 mortal wounds.
Okay, we're gonna lose this little guy here because...
And then we have the Smashdown ability with the Gatebreakers. So this one is going to target this train piece and hopefully do some damage to the stuff near it. So the Vigilors won't take any, and the Castigators take 3 mortal wounds.
Nice.
And then we will start off combat with the Gatebreaker over here into Ionis. And he is my prized beast, so I don't need to use all-out attack, and will already be +1 to hit.
We will all defend.
So I'll be on 3s and 2s. That'll be 3 at Rend 2.
Save, takes 2.
For just 2 damage. And then the Death Grip.
Save.
And the Fortressia Flail will get 5 at Rend 2. Just fail these ones for me.
Save, 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 save.
All right, good.
Oh, fuck.
It's going well for the Gargants.
Yeah.
All right, so we do 2 damage to Ionis.
Yeah. Okay, so I'll activate the Vigilors over there. This is gonna be 9 attacks on 3s and 3s. So that's gonna be 6 at Rend 1, 1 damage.
We save 3 of them, take 3. And then this Gatebreaker is going to fight back and put all his attacks into the Vigilors.
Yeah.
So stomps. That'll be 1 at Rend 3 for 2 damage. The Death Grip does not wound, and the Flail will get 3 through at Rend 2.
Oh!
Save them all.
So they took 2 damage, so 1 dies. So Ionis will do combat now. He's got 6 attacks on 4s and 2s. So 4s. Oh, pretty good. So 3 at Ren 2.
All 3 go through?
3 damage each.
Ouch.
3s. So that'll be 2 at Ren 1.
Both go through?
2 damage each.
So 13 damage in total, not what I was looking for. And then we will spend our last command point with our Gatebreaker in the center and power through against Ionis, dealing 2 mortals.
So we will ward. Takes 1.
And that'll wrap things up for Sons of Behemat, and obviously it is not going well here. We've tried to take the Stormcast on head on after maybe the not best strategy at the start, so at this point we just want to win priority and wreak havoc, but we gotta roll the dice, so let's jump into it. Prio for round 3, that's a 6.
Oh, come on. Oh my god. 4.
All right, well, we will take priority here, and I actually did score 8 points again on my turn for completing the battle tactic and holding 2 points again.
Yep.
As much as I could have expected, so we'll take the double, forego the battle tactic, and do as much carnage as we can. All right, so into Sons of Behemat turn 3, and then I will spend a command point to rally my Gatebreaker.
Yeah, nice.
Healing 1 wound.
I am going to spend a CP to counter prey, and I am going to attempt to translocate the prosecutors. And I got it. Yeah, and I'm going to give the prosecutors the 5-up ward again. Normally at this point in the game I'd be giving it to Ionis, but because he got the envoy off and it hasn't been my turn again because the double, we're good there.
All right, sounds good. Yeah, let's jump into movement then. And that's it for my movement.
I gotta redeploy 1 unit of cascaders for 2.
All right, then into shooting. I just have the 1 Gatebreaker out of combat. He's gonna throw his rocks at the cascaders that didn't move.
Yeah.
And miss.
All game.
But that's it for my shooting.
If we're gonna counterfire with the cascaders, the unit that has 5 is going to counterfire. So they're not going to get the crit 5s, that's only in my turns, but they can use the dog, which will negate the -1, because it gives them a +1.
All right, and I might as well spend the CP for all out defense.
So these will be on 3s and 3s, 6s are crits. 13 at Rend 1.
4-up saves. We do pretty good and only take 4 there.
Very good.
And then we'll get into charges, just that 1 Gatebreaker. He gets a 9. And then we'll do our impact mortals on the Vigilors for 1.
Okay, so 1 of them will die.
And then we'll do the smashdown ability on this train piece. So we'll do the mortals here to the castigators for 3 and the Vigilors for 2. Then into rampages, there's not a lot relevant, but we're gonna try and jump up and down. With one of the dies, we fail it, and then we'll do the Colossal Roar. And he can't use commands, which is on the Vigilor. And we will fight first with the Gatebreaker General here, just so I can try and take that Vigilor down.
Yeah.
So the Almighty Stomp, which is gonna be D3 damage for 1. Death Grip, hits, but does not wound. Then the Fort Crusher Flail, we get 3 through. Wound with them all for at Ren 2.
Okay, let's see 3 5s. Oh,
2 of them, so 4 damage, and we just barely take down that Vigilor.
Oh man.
And that does leave you without anything in combat, so I'll get to activate with my other Gatebreaker next. He's gonna pile in and tag both your units of Castigators.
Yep.
But put all his attacks just into the smaller unit of 3. So we'll start with the Stomps. 1 damage so far.
Okay.
Death Grip, misses, and the Fort Crusher Flail puts 3 through at Ren 2.
3 through at Ren 2. 2 saves, 1 goes through.
So 4 damage, 5 in total.
So he's gonna fight back the 1 surviving. 3s. So 1 at Rend 1, 1 damage. No Rend.
I save it.
Okay, and then these guys will go. So 3s, 2 Rend 0.
1 goes through, we take another damage. And that's going to wrap up Sons of Behemat turn 3 here. And obviously we dropped the tactic by taking the double. There's not really a chance I was going to get 5 tactics anyways. So we'll take the 4 points we get from primary. I could have powered through here and taken this objective as well, but you control all 4 of yours, so I wouldn't have actually stored any more points for it, so it just wasn't worth it, though we could have killed a castigator. But I do have those 2 units tied up, which is good for me, because that shooting output was a lot of your damage the past 2 rounds.
It was.
So hopefully we'll be able to kind of weather your turn a little bit more. But yeah, 4 points for me, and that'll send us into Stormcast turn 3.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go for an easy one, and I'm just gonna do Seize the Center right now. So we are actually gonna go into casting. I'm gonna do the Stormcast spell, which is just a D3 mortal wound spell on a 6. Okay, that's 2 mortal wounds.
All right, up to 19 taken.
Ionis is going to pray Healing Light. It's gonna be 5 points. And then he's going to attempt to bless weapons onto the prosecutors. Oh, you knew it was gonna happen.
Rolls the 1.
I'll give Finest Hour to Ionis as well as the 5 aboard. And that's gonna be the end of my hero phase. So we're gonna go into movement. We are going to retreat this unit here of castigators. So they're gonna take 2 mortals, they're gonna lose 1. And then I am gonna pay a CP. I'm gonna bring back 3 Vigilors. All right, that's gonna be it for movement. Okay, let's go into shooting. I think I'm gonna waste my final use my final CP right now on the 3 Vigilors. So that's gonna be 7 shots, 2s and 3s. Okay, so that's gonna be 4 at Rend 1.
1 goes through.
Happy for that. Now we will shoot with the prosecutors. So that'll be 2s. So 6, Rend 1 into the Gatebreaker.
Only 2 go through.
D3 damage. That'll be 3 damage.
25 taken, 10 left.
We will shoot with the Horgast. That's gonna be 3 at Rend 2.
Takes 2.
And we're gonna shoot with Ionis. So these are on 2s and 4s. So 3, Rend 2.
Take 2.
2 damage, and then we'll use the burning ability for nothing. That's gonna be it for shooting. So let's go to charging. Let's charge with the prosecutors first. That's gonna be 8. All right, that's it.
All right, well, this might be the last hurrah for the gargants. So we are to spend 2 CP to go out with hammers blazing and countercharge with our Gatebreaker General for a 7. And we will have to do Impact Mortals to the Horgast for 3. And then we're going to do some rampaging. Actually, first we'll do Smash It Down on the terrain piece.
Okay.
Which will do 3 mortals to the Castigators.
Dead.
And the prosecutors take 3 as well. Then the Horgast will also take 3. And then for rampages, the first Gatebreaker is going to try and Colossal Slam Ionis. We failed, no. And the other one's gonna jump up and down on your Horgast, which it does, but it fails to deal any damage.
Okay, so we're gonna go into combat. The prosecutors are going to go into the Gatebreaker. 9, Rend 1.
5 up saves.
Ooh,
We're
2 damage each.
Yeah, 7 are going through, so we're going down, and we can roll for timber. We did a 5.
6, so send him back on you.
All right, not doing
and the
much.
Horgast.
Oh yeah, he might hit the Horgast. So the Horgast takes 2 mortals.
Horgast is dead.
And we're just so angry over here with the gargants that the general is going to pile in and tag your Questor Soulsworn, picking a fight he probably shouldn't. And he's going to go for his Colossal Slam. Let's see if we can do 46 mortals. No, we can't.
After its wild swing misses, the Stormcast forces combine to deal 14 damage to the only gatebreaker still standing.
That's going to be it for my turn, so I scored Battle Tactic. I took back that position, got rid of another Gargant. It's everything I need to do. It's one Gargant a turn, right? That's what they say.
Yeah, and at this point, obviously, the writing's on the wall. It's been on the wall for a little bit, but we went into combat with the countercharge, really just going for pride and trying to kill Ionis, but just with the sequence, we didn't get the Colossal Slam off, so we didn't get to hit him, and we failed the massive Titanic blow or whatever it is anyways, so yeah, it didn't work out for us, as it has not been today. But John, we can look at priority for round 4. We both store 6s, and we'll take the turn though, try and do one last bout of damage and go into Sons of Behemat turn 4. All right, so we've got no tactic here and nothing to do in the hero phase for Gargants.
We're gonna rally the Castigators, and we'll get one back.
All right, then into movement, and we have none, so no shooting, charging either. So if you want to jump in with some covering fire.
Yeah, let's do a covering fire. We're gonna do it from over there. We're gonna use the dog. We're gonna use all the things.
Yep, and I'm gonna go for the all-out defense here.
So it'll still be on 3s because they use their dog. 10, rend 1.
And we did all-out defense, so we'll only take 4 damage there.
Nice.
Could be worse.
Yeah.
Then into combat, we are going to Colossal Slam Ionis just for
and I did issue him
style
the
points. Yep, which we will get off. I'm not even going to move him, but he is going to take 3 mortal wounds.
All right, let's do the wards. Ionis, he wards 1, takes 2.
And I have no faith in getting through a 2-up armor save. So we're going to go for the pulverizing strike again.
That's actually fun.
Just hoping for some flare at the end here. We fail.
Come on.
We get a 3. So that was it for the Gargants.
To my combat. Oh, jeez.
The Stormcast pressed the assault against the last Gargant, thunder crashing as the Soulsworn strike true, softening it up before Ionis delivers the final fateful blow.
That's going to be all she wrote for the Gargants, and definitely a bit of an anticlimactic one in this game today. Now, a few things that are interesting or noteworthy to talk through. Firstly, looking back at this game from the start, this is a hard mission for Gargants. 8 objectives spread out, not what they want to do. Gargants want to stay clumped together. Now, the best thing for me to do would have been, again, just keep them all together on one half the board. But what I was really hoping to do with that Kraken Eater is kick an objective over to one half, so I could stick on this half of the board where you were weaker, and still be able to get more. I think that was like probably the only route to victory.
Totally.
So in hindsight, I should have potentially taken first turn so that I could kick that and then get everything clumped over here, make it way less enticing for you to go into, where I'm definitely getting counter charges off, as opposed to where I was set up. I had deployed there. You had easy pickings on that Kraken Eater, and I didn't survive. So knowing the numbers in hindsight, that didn't work out. And even from there, I could have pivoted all to one half and kept my 3 Guardians together over here, but I still would have been scoring like hold 1 and hold 2 each turn, even if I got all my tactics, where I'm just losing 2 points to you every turn. So we were going for like the long shot routes to victory. Obviously, they didn't pan out, and it was an ignoble and ungraceful finish for the Guardians, also failing the Colossal or the Titanic smashes or whatever. So a bit lackluster for the Guardians here, compounding on obviously like maybe a lapse in strategy from the start. But hey, they're Guardians, can't blame them.
Totally, and like I said earlier, like these tables are so beautiful, but there is a lot of terrain, and early on, I sort of saw this big piece, and I was like, if I can just kind of force you to split and have less of a charge, and you didn't get that little charge in over there, made a huge difference. Like all those little things, right?
And I think that I would have had a good route to victory. Yeah. Maybe not to victory, but like could have been in a really good spot, despite what the choices early, because if I had have made that charge, I'm getting into those Vigilors.
Totally. Into the cast.
And we saw the next turn when I did get a double. Like on a double, I would have lifted both units of Castigators.
Yeah.
And we would have been gravy. And then you don't have a lot left necessarily to answer back with, or you're just scraping a lot more at least. Now you're always going to have the advantage in positioning and mobility, but I could have potentially removed 4 units over that double.
Yeah.
And we didn't get it until the next round, and even that round, then I was lackluster in combat, left the Vigilors live, which meant that Gargant, when I did get the double, wasn't getting out of combat into the Castigators. So kind of all went downhill, which is showing obviously some of the downsides of Gargants. Now we've had Sabeti on. Again, we've seen some of the upsides and how high they can swing, but here, 3-up saves are tough.
Yeah, and battle plan, like it really does come down to the battle plan. Like my strategy, if this only had 3 objectives, or maybe even just 6 or 4 or whatever, like 5, I want things that are sort of on the flanks. I want to stay away from you, reload, come back in, but be far enough that you can't, you have to do a double just to get into things. And on this map, I can do that and still be on territory and get objectives. On other maps, you can't. And I've played this list on smaller maps, and it's much more difficult because I'm sort of trying to sort of surround you with shooting, keeping my guys far away, but then I just can't score primaries.
Yeah.
And so it can be really difficult. This map was fantastic for it.
Yeah, it didn't help the Gargants at all, but obviously, we know Stormcast, as you said, lots of mobility, lots of lethal threats if you can kind of sit back and be allowed to do your thing.
Totally.
But guys, we'll wrap it up there. That's actually a big win for Order, which they could use in the campaign so far. So John is obviously great champion of Order. Yeah. So they will claim the Whispering Steps and the notable pre-game move perk that goes with it. That'll be a good one for Order in the finale. Yeah, that'll be it for us here today, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and we look forward to seeing you in another battle report.
Cheers.
Sweet. Good game.
Yeah, man. It was fun.
As the dust settles across the endless plains of the Whispering Steppes, it is the Stormcast Eternals who stand victorious. Through ruthless tactics and unshakable discipline, Sigmar's Chosen brought down the towering might of the Sons of Behemat, claiming the region for the Grand Alliance of Order. This hard-fought triumph secures a vital stronghold, one that may prove decisive when the final battles of the campaign are waged. But as this conflict draws to a close, we invite you to join us for the next chapter in the Season of War.